So many fucking...
So many viruses.
Oh, my God. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman, I see we are red lit, but the green light's on you, infidels, because power and the money and the power, minute after minute, hour after hour. Everybody's running, but half of them ain't looking. It's going on in the kitchen, but they don't know what's cooking. And it's all about what the Rock's cooking, because we're going to bury the Rock bottom. We're going to bury the Hogan leg drop. We're going to bury everybody's finisher, because it's the greatest wrestling podcast of all time here at hackerhamin.podbean.com. YOLO. Oh, shit. We've been spending most our life living in a gangster's paradise, man, beast. But why are we so blind to see? Man, so much wrestling, so much victory. Can't escape it. 7 days a week, nonstop. So we're gonna steer right into the madness here on the Monday Locker Room. Good morning, boys. Beast, how are you?
I'm doing good, Ben. I'm back in the trenches today. My old corporate job called me and said, Dr. Man-Beast, we got some old ladies and we need them to start doing squats. And they called me in. Well, it wasn't quite like that. They may have actually had surgery and we're doing post-op rehab, but I'll just like to say I make old ladies do squats when people ask me what I do. So I'm back in the trenches, but that's all right. I'm excited to be back into it. I will also say one thing I realized too, I'm going to throw in a cheap plug here if you don't mind.
Oh, no.
I've really enjoyed this little time being off. I've actually treated some people pro bono online, and I did it in part because one, obviously with coronavirus going on, and two, I did it pro bono because I wasn't sure how I would like treating people over Zoom. But we actually got really good results. I've treated a couple of my wrestling buddies. One guy had a shoulder injury. One guy had a knee injury. And we worked through some stuff. And we also did some character development. And actually, it was really great. So I actually thought I'm great at working with other businesses and helping them grow. But I'm terrible at doing my own thing. But I'll just put it out there. If there are any young wrestlers out there that, are wanting to work through some injuries or some character stuff, feel free to contact me. I'll say through the end of July. I'd be glad to do just a free consultation. If it works out that we can do more, then I'd be glad to work with you more. We can talk that out, but send me an email at bookthedoctor@gmail.com. And actually, I'd even go ahead and say if you're a non-wrestler and just have some injury stuff you want to work through, I'm glad to do that too. I am a doctor of physical therapy. While we technically can't call it physical therapy unless you're in Kentucky because of medical licensing, we can still do a quote unquote wellness visit and work through some stuff. But either way, I'm back putting on the real doctor hat today. And at the same time, I'm having so much fun working with you, Ben, and working with other people online. I felt it would be remiss if I didn't at least put the offer out there if anyone does want a chance, at least through now, because I do have a busy schedule, but I can probably work in at least a couple patients from now through the end of July. If they want to reach out for a consultation, I'd be glad to work with them.
Awesome. And like a true doctor, he'll be out on the golf course next week, fabing your calls. So. Oh, man. But who's there to pick him up? He's doing personal cameo foot sessions, apartment wrestling only. It's the real RBV. Whoa. Yeah, man. He's picking up where there's a spot to fill. He's going to do his best to get there.
Hey, wrestling all around. I feel like wrestling has finally returned. Monday is my favorite day of the week. Always looking forward to talk to you gentlemen, but especially today. Up bright and early at about 4:45, hit the road, grabbed my Waffle House, made sure I was back home in front of the screen. 6 a.m. Eastern for the return of New Japan Wrestling. I got pages of notes ready to go for this morning's show. Are you guys ready?
Oh, man, about New
Japan, right?
No, never.
That's what we're reviewing?
Jesus, I might as well have watched that. Well, there's, enough burials of finishes on WWE. I'm sure there was just as many in New Japan. I want to say shout out to Not Jargo in the chat room, probably going to jump in next week for us. Well, we are teeing off at about this time, but you never know. We may do the run-in.
He doesn't know that yet.
He knows it now. Some Punk and Jay Hale, who we got? Art Buying in there. Appreciate you guys joining us early morning, 8 to the chat room here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman as we try and expand on Russo brand, all those people who tuned in for the Big Shoot interview that we did live on YouTube and Twitch last week. Appreciate those numbers up, or just about 4,000, over 4,000 in 2 days. So we're pretty happy with that. you guys tuning in, being bit cheers, all that kind of stuff, man. Awesome stuff. We try and help everybody within Russo brand and Hamin Media Group's business grow. All affiliates, new shows coming. Was talking, well, I'll give the Stooge Report. It's Monday, right? Talking to John Hartnett, getting his equipment ordered. Blake Troop's getting ready. We're going to work with Javid, who is doing our UFC Pick'em Challenge in the Hamin Media Group. He's, a semi-pro handicapper, and, dude, he's doing great stuff with the analytics in there and setting up little, versus battles with the guys who are playing in there. It's real early on, and it's week to week, so you wouldn't be too far behind at all if you wanted to go over there to Hamin Media Discussion Group on Facebook, join it, and we also have the Pick'em Challenge going on for wrestling for all WWE shows as well, so a lot of fun interaction going on there, but they're going to work those three together. I think I'm going to put them with Joe Morin, who, produced plenty of shows as well as affiliate for us, and, have a really as in-depth of a UFC show as you can get from John Hartnett, who manages American Top Team and, is pretty much best friends with Colby Covington and knows everybody that's in UFC, and you've seen him obviously on Impact with Bobby Lashley and everything. So a friend of the Conspiracy Horsemen and a great open-minded thinker, but is in touch to the highest and tapped into the highest levels of UFC. And obviously Blake Troop, a fighter himself from the fighter's perspective and a member of the Hamin Media Group. So that's just going to be awesome. And then if you're into the betting thing, this is what I told Javid. He goes, hey man, do you mind if I do this, that, and the other? Because I'm trying to, increase my outlook as a handicapper, pro handicapper. And I was like, shit, no, dude. I'm like, if people are into the gambling thing, start your own thing on the side. And that's what a community's about. That's why we build a following. Just because I'm not into it fully, doesn't mean, like I said, everybody gets their little space of property based on the work they do. And what you grow that into could be something incredible, whether it's New Force Order or the Horror Junkyard or any other side projects that are going on, man. So, look what Billy Ray Valentine's done with it. Just awesome stuff. So if people are inspired and they know that there's a group of people, and even if there's a small group that starts gambling, they put up $100, I wouldn't even mind doing that. Let's say everybody pitches in 50 or 100, right? And we try and grow the pot to see what it can be on the betting as it goes. If there's it's almost like a team of stock investors, like the old grannies who fucking sit around and they all got the same fucking gimmick. If you're into it,
that beast is adjusting this week.
What's that? Yeah, that's why
beast is adjusting.
Right. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna get some investment money. We're gonna get some seed money from these old biddies, and we're gonna. Right. And we're gonna start putting it towards Javid's handicapping, and we're gonna win some big money.
Yeah, I was gonna my medical malpractice insurance is due, but I'm thinking instead of re-upping that, I might as well just gamble it.
Yeah, let it ride, baby. Let it ride.
Just why not? It's gonna be a better bet.
And actually, even though you are a married guy, you just take the ring off. You could get written into some of these old ladies' wills before they kick off here. You know how much time they got left. You can smell.
But you got to be careful down in Florida. I've talked to, and I have this on good authority from the Nightmare Danny Davis himself, who's living down there. And these communities, the STDs are the only thing that are running wild down there. So you really got to be careful, because apparently not in one, but two of the retirement communities that are right near where he is retired, apparently there's been an outbreak. Fortunately, Danny, he's been very faithful with his lovely wife, Julie, for those that may not know him, but you got to be very careful with some of these old, what do you call them?
Cougars, these gilfs, these cougars out here.
I don't know if they're cougar. They're saber-toothed tigers, man, down there. You got to be careful.
Shit. But
WWE Creative is not going to be the most disturbing thing we've talked about today.
Yeah, man. So we'll be doing it big next week, but things will continue here at Hamin Media Group, and there's just a lot going forward.
And to that point, I do want to go off on a soapbox. You mentioned community only because I want to mention this is because the community and the growth is so awesome here, and I think everyone's getting a piece of the puzzle. And it does go back to the people that watch. One thing I've learned through I've taken a bunch of business and entrepreneur classes online during my time off, and it comes down to when you grow an organic community and they're commenting, they're liking, they're sharing, they're getting engaged, they're watching. That's what helps this grow. And so really from the bottom up, it's awesome to see how everyone has kind of came together. And I think we're really only on the precipice of some really cool stuff here. And it's kudos to everyone's hard work, from the people that you see, from the people that you don't see. And truly it's every person that helps to move it up in the algorithm so people can see it through everything. Like I said, whether it be a watch, a comment, a like, a share, all that stuff helps for it to grow organically and for people to just catch it and randomly fall into the stuff that we're putting out there. So it's just really cool. And it comes down to community, and it comes down to culture, I think. And that, I could go off a whole soapbox about that, because every business has its own culture, and culture ultimately is what helps grow. And I think we're seeing that, though, as it relates to wrestling, in some organizations more so than others. And so I think that is a huge thing to think about, is the growing of a culture can really help to manifest itself into some really cool stuff. And I think that's what we're really excited about. And I personally am excited to see what's going to happen as it relates to what we're doing with the Hamin Media Group and more as we go down the line.
Yalla, you piece of crap. Yalla, you pussy. Yalla, you fat crap. Let me tell you something about you. You are a hypocrite. And you are a culture vulture. You are a white man acting like an Asian guy or a Middle Eastern guy because you can't get over being yourself, you piece of shit. Let me tell you something. You're a hypocrite because you go around making fun of Nia Jax for being an overweight jobber, for being a fat piece of trash, for being Nia Snacks, yet you're a fat crap yourself. I challenge you because you get a six-pack, but you can't do that because you eat too much pizza, you piece of crap.
Yeah, and in case you didn't know it, you're a piece of crap. Did I mention that?
The thing I realized from you, Ben, you piece of trash. You are
switched up.
a liar, and you are a fraud. Let me tell you why. Because I listen to your AEW review sometimes, and you know that I know, and I know that you know that show's shit. It is shit. Yeah, I can tell who your boys are. I can tell your boys with Joey Janela, because you always put him over when he's shit.
Never met him.
I can tell your boys with Luke Harper, because you always put him over. But he's way better in WWE than he was in AEW. You never bury Luke Harper. You never bury his shit wrestling gear. I remember when I first see Luke Harper wrestle, and I saw his gear shit. And I'm thinking to myself, I can't wait to listen to his AEW review, because I know Hamin, that piece of crap, is going to rip into his gear. You didn't say shit about his gear, and his gear is shit.
That's it. He fucking showed me.
Are you okay?
He fucking showed me.
Are you gonna be okay, Ben?
I don't know if I'm gonna be okay.
Like, how can you cut promos? How you can take guys off the street and make him into the superstar, and then has a shit gear like that? When are you gonna diss his gear, you piece of trash?
I like how he alternates between piece of trash and piece of crap, or a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He kind of goes back and forth.
You thought I wasn't dumb? I wasn't, you fat piece of crap culture vulture. Now, your gimmick is that you're a Middle Eastern guy and a Muslim, a follower of Allah. But yeah, you always talk about pedos and how much you hate pedos. Now, I'm not implying that all Muslims are pedos. No way. But let's look at your gimmick's role model, Muhammad, with his 6-year-old wife, his 9-year-old wife, his 12-year-old wives. If when you go all in, like the pedo you are, accept the fact that you're a pedo, that's why you're copying the Asian guy's gimmick, because you identify with being a pedo, you piece of crap.
So then I just sent him a picture of pizza that I was and then
Oh God, that got me.
Pizza. I'm surprised you're eating pizza with your wives, with your 439 wives. Guarantee you all of them are under the age of 12, just like your role model Muhammad. Yeah, Allah, you fat crap. Good luck watching Backlash, that shit show. You mark. You fat piece of trash.
So,
well,
that was
and joining us next week, Monday in the locker room, our guest host.
he got his heat back.
Yeah.
Got his heat back.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
So you want
I
to
don't
be?
think I can do my job.
So you want to be the boss? You want to be Hacker Hamin Infidels? You want to do it at Hakes? Y'all, welcome to your Monday locker room.
I don't think I can do my jokes now. I can't top that.
Maybe that was our Monday morning monologue, man. Bees, man. If you want to go in after that, I don't know, in promo class, once you see it, you're like, damn, I don't want to follow that.
Well, that's true. Well, I didn't write these for nothing, so
Go
for the sake of diminishing returns, why don't we just
yeah.
go through some bad wrestling jokes?
let's try and follow that, boys. That's your Monday morning monologue. Get out there.
I'm going to go ahead and admit I'm not going to top that, but either way, let's get into some shitty wrestling jokes. The Sun recently spoke to WWE superstar Matt Riddle. During the interview, Matt Riddle responded to WWE Hall of Famer Booker T, who said that Matt Riddle needs to start wearing boots when he moves to the SmackDown roster. Riddle in the interview went on to say, Booker, I respect you, but I'm probably still not going to wear shoes, bro. Say what you will about the situation, but the fact remains is that it's a whole lot easier to put your foot in your mouth when you aren't wearing shoes. In an interview with the Lewis Nichols Show, Eric Rowan discussed how he and Brody Lee were both trying to do their singles things when WWE told them to get back together, and how they actually pitched a Demolition style look to them. Can you imagine these guys dressed like Demolition? Which one do you think would have been Smash? I guess really, though, it doesn't matter since they both got the axe.
Oh.
Shotky Blackheart, who is among those NXT
joke.
talents. I got a couple decent ones. Shotky Blackheart, who is among those NXT talents around the ring at Raw, noted that she did 800 squats during the commercial breaks, and maybe next time she won't cut line and catering. Former WWE superstar EC3 shared a video clip on his Twitter account the other day. The clip shows him finding his WWE Mattel Basic action figure at a Target store, purchasing it, and then upon walking out of the store, he casually throws the unopened action figure in the trash. So kudos to EC3 for really sticking it to Vince by giving him his money. Last night at Backlash, they announced WWE Extreme Rules is coming next month and will air live on the WWE Network. It will stream on July 19th live on the network. And with Paul Heyman just being removed from the writing team, one thing that is sure to be extreme is Ben Hamin's blood pressure. And last but not least, the tagline billing of last night's Edge and Randy Orton match as the greatest wrestling match ever was something Vince McMahon came up with. However, when Edge and Orton apparently found out about the match billing, they both were said to have thought the tagline was a rib, to which Vince has reassured them that it was all part of a super serious master plan, and when they're ready for the rematch, they're going to have the super duper pooperest wrestling match ever, only at SummerSlam. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Monday morning monologue, and this is about to be the super duper pooperest Monday locker room there's ever been, baby. Yeah.
Excellent. You followed up fine on my hate mail. I could have used.
Sometimes after a grand slam, it's okay to still hit a single.
Sure, man. Game goes on, and I could have used a slice of pizza picture at the end, but that's just how I do it. That's no, dude, that was a great pooperist Monday log. It was great. Oh, shit on a shingle, Chris Kringle. We're having a good time here this morning, no doubt. Hopefully you guys are with us too at here, twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman, where we go live. I got to figure out on OBS how to add the YouTube stream to go live at the same time. Because you can do that in StreamYard with one click, but I'm using Zoom, so I'm not sure. I got to figure that out. And I have an old version of OBS too, so I'm not going to fucking upgrade to some bullshit.
Would you call me?
The old Birdie Sastard, OBS.
Oh,
Some Punk, cheers 100 bits for the Monday morning monologue. Appreciate you guys. So there you go. Paying off with the Monday morning monologue work. Hate mail. It gets no bits, just laughs. So what's going on, man? We made it through last night. I don't know if we want to recap everything or just want to talk headlines. I don't really give a shit to like.
We got I've got a couple news bits here.
Let's do it.
We're gonna jump into those, then kind of transition into Backlash, where I'm going to kind of work in just some major developments that we got coming out of it. We'll hit the major happenings, break it down, and we'll try to keep it short and sweet this week and get you guys at vacation mindset, get you guys moving forward through the week here. Ben, you actually turned us on to this story in our chat before hitting air here. A little bit of, I guess, bad news for AEW and what it means for their women's division, but it looks like Chris Statlander is going to be on the shelf for an extended bit of time here. Apparently, she has torn her ACL. When the news hit the sheets there, she took to social media to address it, and Statlander had to say, "Since the news is out, I told you I'd dive on Kip again, and damn it, I did it. But in doing so, I ended up with a high-grade tear in my ACL. Yes, I need surgery. Yes, I'll be out of the ring for a while. I'll do my best to stay on the show as much as possible." This is kind of a major blow for already a division that's been struggling since its launch. Now you've got Britt Baker on the sideline. You got Statlander here on the sideline. What does this mean overall for the AEW women's division?
It means Mickie James should quit WWE and Serena Deeb should come in and take over AEW and actually show these girls how to wrestle and work the right way, push out the girls who are indie goofs who have no idea what putting a match together or just trying to do Kenny Omega style where Omega's agenting this stuff and we're doing dives out of the gate and girls are blowing their leg out. And a girl who's should be the base girl, who's the power girl and not the dive girl. And also, you know, she's young, around a Wrestle Pro, looks great. And, yeah, you want her on your TV. But now your top two babyface girls or heel girls, whatever they are, one's playing an alien, one's a dentist, are now on the sidelines because both of them are not TV ready. They are working with girls who are unsafe just because it's buddy system or SJW where we were we're having an intergender match every time Nyla's in the ring. And, you know, then they want to make excuses for it now. Two of your main properties that are your actual draws for TV that have money written on them. Because what's the other girl there? The Japanese girl.
Sakura? Is that
no money. So she's no impression. You can swap in any girl from.
Or is that a steakhouse?
For a guy who knows New Japan so well, you should know all these broads. Like you could swap in any one of them. That's how forgettable she is. And, you know, whatever Big Swole is now going to be your top babyface. They're going to have to pivot and make her the workhorse. How long till she does some dumb shit and she's on the outside instead of just working a Public Enemy gangsters hip-hop style. Well, no, we can't make anybody look stereotypical now with Black Lives Matter movement, so that's going to be right out the window as well. So now we got to go wrestle. Well, guess what? They are green as grass, not ready for TV, and then she will get hurt. And then what you going to do, brother? So this is just a pattern of stupidity repeating itself. I'm very sorry that this young lady tore her ACL, but you can go back and watch every match she's had on TV and see spots where someone could really have gotten hurt even worse. And I'm not saying this is minor by any means, but now will they learn or will they be stuck on stupid and continue down this road until the next one gets hurt and the next one? And it very well could be, what's his nuts, his lady, Penelope Ford, you know.
She just won a number one contender's position, correct?
Yeah. Do you think she's a highly skilled technician, competent wrestler? Then it's only a matter of time where they're trying to get her to work that style. And, you know, big man, big girl, whatever you want to call her, comes down on her and bing, bang, boom, she's out too. So they're not going to learn. And unfortunately, even at the cost of their top two, probably their top two talent that I see money written on are both now on the shelf because of it. And yeah, you know, Rip would say you learn the most when you're hurt. And we are getting the best Britt Baker stuff in character, not in the ring. Nobody wants to see her wrestle and be like, no, she's a great wrestler, bro. No. So maybe we'll get something with Statlander with the alien stuff and the SpaceX. Maybe they'll actually do something with it and she'll get it and get over with character, which is what everybody needs to do, not this Japanese wrong style wrestling shit, man.
Beast, anything to add there?
Yeah, it makes me wonder. I don't know if you all know. it makes me wonder who is the head agent for the women, or wonder if they even have one, because
it's Omega.
It's Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega. It's hard when you have a talent though that is on the roster that is also in charge. Really, I feel like ideally it needs to be someone with veteran experience, which I think Kenny Omega could be good for the division if he wasn't also working. Because it's two different splits. I mean, you're in charge of helping everybody on that division, and then also taking care of your own shit. Not saying that he's not talented enough to help with both, but I think you got to have someone in charge. Like, for instance, I know the women in WWE, at least for the longest time, and he may still have a heavy hand in it now. I know Finley had a big hand in training a lot of these women, and that was, right when we started to see the start of this women's revolution and these really good matches. I'm not going to say, he gets all the credit, but he had a heavy hand in really helping a lot of these girls really learn how to have that grit, how to make their shit look believable, how to tell a story in the ring. And I think because he had the time, and you got to know, that happened after he kind of took out his name out of the spotlight and he was pulled back as a producer and agent. And so I think to that end, someone that's in charge of say a division or a certain number of wrestlers, to help produce or agent, I don't feel it. I think it behooves them to have that person do that only as an agent or producer, or only as a wrestler. And actually, even as I'm filtering this through, I almost feel like that would be a great way. We talk about, how the grueling work schedule for wrestlers, going all the time. That might not be a bad way to actually going forward and thinking, is there a way that people can go in and out as talent for a few months and then go out as producers and kind of lengthen their shelf life as wrestlers? There might be something to that, actually, now that I kind of think about it. And I know a lot of times producers, they enjoy what they do, but sometimes they get that itch back. And a lot of these producers, it'd be great to see them, have, short runs here and there to work certain programs here or there with people. So I'm just kind of thinking out loud, but it does go to thinking. I do absolutely believe there should be some sort of seasonal aspect to wrestling, only from a medical, physical standpoint, and the shelf life of these men and women who put their bodies on the line when they go out there to entertain us. But the long story short is I do feel like they should have someone in charge of that division that's their sole purpose, is to help them develop and help them grow as wrestlers in the ring.
Well, I just on the Impact Attack, we talked about this. If you just lost those two, and they should be getting ready for WWE, but I don't think they will be now. I mean, they should be getting ready. They should stay ready all the time. But right now, Tessa Blanchard could jump in there, but I don't think Tessa's going to want to wrestle these women who are rotten. You know what I mean? And then
it's funny you mentioned that, Ben. That was going to be kind of the tie-in story here.
Well, let me go back then. And Guerra Loca as well. Taya Valkyrie should I thought she should be with Morrison, but now she's got an opportunity to walk in there and be top dog. Serena's out on the market. You know what I mean? Now Mickey might come up as well. You got to push all these other broads. And
again, though, it goes to having someone in charge, because you can bring in these great women, but if there's not someone that's overall in charge to put these indie girls in check and to squash their shit when they want to do, stupid bullshit, no pun intended, or no pun intended, but no offense. It's just, sometimes it's that way. And to say, hey, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do it the right way. Because sometimes it's one thing when you're going over a match with someone, they think they're just as good as you, and clearly, and it's not to say you're better than them, but clearly the psychology more, but their ego won't want to allow them to say, okay, let's do it your way. So having that extra producer agent had to say, no, we're going to do it the right way.
If you're booking a Canadian Destroyer in a girls match, you fucked up already. You're fucked.
If you booked I am biased in my opinion. If you ever do a Canadian Destroyer, you fucked up, but that's my opinion.
Unless you're Petey Williams, right? But dude,
not even Petey. I don't give a pass either. I think the Moose fucking stupid.
But here they are doing it as transition because they think that's the fucking way to go, dude. And here you are. It's gonna. We got an ACL, an MCL blown, and an ACL blown. Somebody's neck is gonna go. So that's just how it is, because they're dumb and they're stuck on stupid. And I
will say,
go ahead.
Torn
bicep.
Just as a quick aside, I do actually specialize in ACL rehab. Of course, for HIPAA, I can't say, but I had a particular case last year. Usually rehab 6 to 8 months. We got him back in about 4.5. Not saying not making any promises, but book the doctor at gmail.com and see if we can help you out. Get you back to action, and then let them know who helped you.
Well, get you back to learning how to do character, because that's what's going to get him over, and that's the only thing that's going to do it.
Yes, I do agree with that.
That's it.
Character is key.
So,
but as we mentioned Tessa there, I mean, it seems that there might be a bit of rough waters involving Impact. Obviously, she's still with everything going on with COVID internationally, where Mexico is experiencing, their highest peak here. She's still stranded down there. We had heard some rumors that they said, hey, we understand this, but can you send us in some promo footage, some vignettes that we can air to the programming to hype up this anniversary, this four-way that they're advertising already. They didn't get anything from her. Some speculation that, the relationship might be dissolving here. Her contract is coming up immediately when you see that professional wrestling, AEW. Is that, I mean, obviously they have a need there at All Elite Wrestling. Is that a right fit? I mean, you're bringing in someone that's held the Impact Men's Championship, especially being as progressive, I guess, as you will, if you're AEW. Are they in a corner that they have to put her into the men's? Or, I mean, how does that make them look?
Well, she'll politic for it, but here's the problem. She's done bad business. She didn't get an NXT contract because of attitude. There's racist stuff from Japan, which is not a good look now, right? Like, especially to go to AEW. Like, the AEW is going to catch a lot of heat from bringing her in after they try and play this SJW card, and there's N-bombs with her in Japan, and girls, remember when they all were burying her? Like, what? Let her get an AEW contract, watch Sienna and all them come out of the woodwork, bro. Like, to wail on her again. And then that's going to open up Khan and them for everybody to, like, see how double standard stupid they are. So will she actually get signed? I don't know because of that. Well,
you've got that passed. And I mean, just recently in the news, you've got Khan going back and forth with the Hogans.
Sure.
And their issues.
Exactly. Double standard. So then to bring her in to even work man or woman style, then there's the Nyla Rose argument. If they say no, well, how come this to that? So, and here's the other part. So NXT is a strike. The racism thing's a strike. And now she's favoring Impact and not coming back to do business to drop the title the right way. So that's like saying, I won't do the old, honors on the way out just to wrap up business because I got a better deal over there unless you guys can match it. We can't. Okay, let me say thank you and do things the right way on the way out. No, so now you're hiring somebody is a 3-strike person of doing rough stuff along the way. That is somebody who puts your company at risk, and now you're just a mark to sign her because she wrestles like a dude style that you want to, which is absolutely ridiculous and ruins wrestling further like they do every single week. Meanwhile, you got a Jordan Grace, a Taya Valkyrie, Rosemary, and a couple others, like I said earlier, Deeb, who can walk in there and actually give you what you need instead of being marks and trying to do this video game style in their mind they think is going to work out, when the reality is next girl on the shelf, next ACL blown, next neck injury. That's all it's going to get them. How many times until they actually get it? Stuck on stupid.
Beast?
I mean, to a degree, I agree with what Ben's saying. I mean, you have to take into consideration what you have to be able to execute in the ring, what you are physically able to do. And I'm surprised we actually haven't even seen more injuries on the guy side of things in AEW, fortunately, just from some of the risk I occasionally see being taken there.
House party,
I'm
kid.
always going to be the first advocate for the wrestler's health, first and foremost, especially as a healthcare provider. And so I always feel like it goes back to character is key. I feel like that you have to be able to work that in more and more. And not only is that going to help save your body, but ultimately it's going to help tell better stories in the ring, get more people invested in said story, and ultimately be more willing to pay their hard-earned money to come see you wrestle because they care about what you're doing in that ring and not consistently doing a million things that people aren't going to get emotionally invested behind and potentially putting your livelihood and career at risk.
Now, Ben, let me ask you this. I mean, aside from what it could potentially mean for AEW, this whole situation, where does it leave Impact Wrestling? I mean, this is another stain in a long line, correct?
Maybe, but like it's also like out of sight, out of mind. Let's just move forward past her because They tried to do it. They showed that she's not easy to work with. And Moose has got the TNA title. And I thought they were going to pay it off this week right there with Moose, and Man Beast on the Impact Attack has a really good way to wrap it up. He lays it out brilliantly. So go listen to that show. But they effed it up on TV by bringing out Eddie, bringing out Elgin, now we got a big match. Instead of like giving us the closure to move forward going into Slammiversary, they just prolonged the pain to get to where they need to go. In a scene, you just get there, because then if we know where we're going, we're already there. Now where are we going past that? That's the new ground. We don't need to wait for the exposition to get to the plot, to get to the point, when your audience can already see where we're going that way. So get there and then move forward. So great show, though, that Impact Attack this week. And we've really been enjoying, obviously, having three-man booth on there as well. So great perspectives. We got the Impact Attack that drops Wednesday mornings, correct? Yeah. Yes, it does drop Wednesday morning. Wednesday mornings.
I was supposed to be a one-time guest.
Wednesday afternoon.
Race for Beast.
Yeah. I was supposed to be just a one-time guest, and it's kind of turned into an ongoing game. Or each week, I make an attempt anyway to join some character or faction within Impact Wrestling as Ted. But like for instance, last week I tried to join Teddy Callahan. I thought me and him had a thing. We could have done it. I'm still waiting by my phone, but who knows who maybe I'll try to get behind this coming week. And we'll see if we can maybe this week will be the week I get signed.
What about,
find out. You got to join the Impact Attack and find out.
I'm going to put it out there. I think
plan.
Instead of you've been trying to do like the little brother of things or what have you. What if instead of younger, you go older? Because I heard Eric Young is coming back, and you could be maybe his grandpa or something, Eric Old.
I like that one.
And then you just be his manager. It'll be good. But yeah, man, we have a lot of fun over there with all that shit. But I think Tessa, dude, to me, is more trouble than she's worth, to be honest with you. If I was in the executive vice president's meeting, I'd say, what are we really going to get now? What with the money and with the rumors and along with the bad stuff from Japan, that's going to hurt them worse than anything. No match is going to be able to outshine that PR disaster that's waiting. So I wouldn't even put up a big fat contract, even if they say in the chat room Tully's probably politicking for a spot. Absolutely. Of course he is, dude. They're the Horsemen. They've already politicked to bring back the Horseman angle with guys who look like teenagers, not men. Like, it's not men. It's like the horse teens. Like, the My Little Ponies. Yeah, the four bronies or whatever it is, dude. Just like, it's not going to look right, but they're going to do it because these old timers want to go, yeah. Because, of course, they want their shine. Of course, it doesn't matter if they're the fathers or the sons. They're still going to juice them like the old vampires they are, bro. And that's what you're seeing here. And it's just not going to look as sexy because any dudes in wrestling that look legit could come in and stomp the shit out of them. Like in a real fight, just because you call something that, the eyes don't lie. You know what I mean? The hips don't lie. The eyes aren't going to lie on this one.
And I would also say to the point of what would happen to Impact, I feel like there's also the possibility that they might end up getting, if that were to happen, if they were to lose X amount of women, that perhaps they could work out a working relationship with WOW, because I know they're on the same channel. And there's a few decent working women over on that show, and a lot of those girls. Part of the reason they work for WOW is because they prefer the work dates, the workload. They only go there once every so often to do their tapings, and that's it. And a lot of them have other successful careers outside of wrestling, and it allows them the free time to still wrestle while still maintaining their careers, which I know the Impact workload would be similar. And so I would, which leads me to think that there's possibility that some of those women over at WOW may end up on the Impact roster if for some reason more of them continue to drift off over to AEW. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but it does lead me to believe that could be a possibility.
What's kind of interesting in there is, we're linking Tessa to all this. She has a significant role within WOW. She's been handling a lot of their training.
She don't give a fuck, dude. That's just to earn paid. I mean, not to say she don't give a fuck, but like that's you got to earn your nut. Yeah, sure. But here's the thing, dude. Here you want to know what they're jerking off for behind closed doors is the 4 horsemen and the progressiveness that Tessa is going to be the 4th one in the 4 horsemen, and it's going to be the new 4 horsemen with a woman that wrestles like a man. That's what they're all creaming their shorts for behind fucking closed doors, and they think they're going to pull off. But meanwhile, before that happens, the Japan N-bomb grenade and the girls who hate her are going to sabotage the fuck out of her, and it's going to be a big punch right in fucking Tony's White Claw eye. I'm telling you right now, bro.
Well, I just know that linked to WoW, when they started kind of giving more responsibility or looking towards relying on Tessa, it was a large part of the reason that Santana Garrett left that company. She just couldn't put up with Tessa's stuff there, so there was a little bit of bad blood there. That's why she jetted for WWE, got the hell out of there as fast as she could.
Dude, how do you think this is going to end? There's four accounts that we've brought up. And not even like the shitting on the toilet, the cameos and all that shit, bro. Like these girls are women usually get along and forgiving? No, they're vindictive and they wait till they'll bring up some shit that you did 5 years ago to cut your legs out from underneath you in an argument. And that's against their man. Against each other, bro, when the claws come out and there's a whole little clique of girls from Santana Garrett to AK-47 and all of them that they're just waiting to go at her. Whatever what's her name? Sierra. I call her Alison K. So like they're just waiting to chop that ass up, bro. So pretty much, dude. So we'll see if their judgment is that clouded that they're not even seeing this missile coming at them, bro. If they pull the trigger on her,
it'll be interesting to watch. Speaking a little bit of bad blood, and this has been kind of brewing for a while. It's more of the business.
Sorry,
side of things,
how about
though.
the Bellas whipping the fuck out of AEW and NXT too? That just shows you how shit the product is, bro. I'm kind of done. Like I don't want to be doing hot takes.
To a point, I would say also as much as people don't want to put it over, the Bellas have done a great job marketing themselves too, though, to their demographic. It just also,
Sure, I don't say the Bellas are where they should be. The wrestling product at 670,000 is a joke. That's a joke, bro. Like there's web shows that can get that in a week. When Epic Rap Battles of History drops something, it goes 4 million in a day. Like that is an abysmal joke, and they're all strutting around like they're masters of the universe, dude. That in NXT, what is NXT? It's OVW, it's developmental. Like it's not the fact it's OVW with a national TV deal, and they can still only draw 600,000, and they started at 2 million, and now their total combined audience is less than 1.4 million. That means they lost 33% of what they had. And they're not getting it back, but they still walk around like their shit don't stink, bro. And their shows are rotten. Their wrestling is not elite. I mean, I can watch the show and go, yeah, it was entertaining, but compared to what? Compared to where you could be, not even close. The only thing that dropped my jaw was Tony Hawk in a fucking 60-second vignette. That was it. That was the only thing where I went, oh, sweet, in 2 hours.
This decline and this now where they're kind of just holding flat at that between that 600 700, is this because they're catering too much to that niche audience, the cosplay, the video game style, and they're not broadening their horizons, sticking with the fundamentals of what's worked for generations in professional wrestling? How do we get back to that? How do you do that? How do you balance that out?
How do you get back to that old style, the 97 mentality where there's high spots and shit? Well, let's not show crash pads when we're doing a fucking 2-story dive off some bullshit. Let's really take shots and fire at WWE, because what do we got to lose at this point? We're at 600,000 and sinking fast. I don't care if TNT puts Orange Cassidy on their fucking Twitter and they say Cody's our champ with a belt. If you got 500,000 people watching, your advertisers aren't getting what they want. And that just shows that your Twitter people and your upper execs are just wrestling marks, some 30-somethings who are tuned into the product. You could say the same thing about Jacob Allman at Fox, where he's taking pictures of the Fiend in the control room or Becky Lynch and shit like that. And that's more important than saving his show as the ratings sink week after week after week. But they still walk around Barry Horowitzing themselves constantly when all trends point to imminent destruction. How long till Daddy goes, that's enough, buddy. You've had enough. I'm taking no more money, no more investment, and takes away his toys, and that's it. And he's back to the front office as an analytics guy for the NFL in some other padded job.
Is it so much that they're wrestling marks, or now that they're more like video game slapdick marks? I mean, because that's what we're getting more and more.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter really. I mean, so the guy's in ring or whatever. You got Cody not versus a heel in a 25-minute baby match. A guy who should barely be off the indies in this house party gimmick, whose partner blew his leg out the week before from doing dumb shit. You can circle who's going over in the main event. So why would you even stick around to watch it? Before the bell rings, you know who's winning. And then at the end, there's no heat business to further the story. They just go home with a baby, we're over ending. That sucks. That sucks. That's not storytelling. Like, I can turn the channel and go watch something else completely, come back and watch the last 30 seconds and have missed nothing. The only thing it works for is when me and Silvio are with MSG and Sil goes, I like the story they told in the match, good leg heat. They came back. I see what they were doing. It referenced Sting and Dusty. Like, we can give that insight. That's to such a minute insider fucking audience compared to what you really want. Not 600,000. You better add another zero onto the end of that. 6 million where they really want it. But you're like, oh, we're so good. We're on TV. Blow out your leg next week. Thanks for coming.
It leads me to believe, I feel like really for any wrestling company, that if you had almost like a third party quality assurance control, just to look at it from the outside. I know we've discussed this before, but to be able to analyze and ask it's not so much as I know Ben gets hot, and I'm not saying he's wrong, but I feel like approaching it from an angle of not saying this is wrong, but more asking the questions you're saying, like, why are we giving this match away, or why is this taking place? And truly just asking the questions that if they don't have a proper answer to, then we shouldn't do it. And then let's figure out what we should do in the context of what makes sense and what is going to continue to invest people emotionally in the stories that we're trying to tell. So they'll, again, invest their hard-earned money on the pay-per-view to want to see that show. What are we building towards? And it's all about the build and the story and the characters and how they're interacting with one another in the context of that environment. And so having a third quality control can take a step back from the politics and everything else and say, hey, why is this happening, and what can we do to make it better?
Absolutely, man. And I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but I thought that online piece that they just released yesterday of John Moxley cooking with Brandy in the kitchen is really going to help his coolness factor. I think that's going to help get him over. I think that's really going to take the main event title to the next level. Just some brilliant work out there, you guys.
Old Brandy, the old chief brand officer there. Hey, at least we got that update on her highlights. I mean, that was big news from AEW over the weekend, changing her hair color. Talking about TV and the networks and all that, so we're jumping into this thing. It looks like Fox really taken off guard and probably not so happy with WWE SmackDown. They heavily edited the piss, the drug testing scene from this past week's SmackDown when it aired on the West Coast. They actually completely removed the dousing of the urine sample there.
Really?
Completely removed it from the West Coast.
I didn't know that they took all that out of there, but like, is this because like they're just sweating the sheets and they wanted to cut down on it? Was there a reason given? Because here's where we're at. Bruce Pritchard now runs SmackDown and Raw. Bruce Pritchard, the height of his booking for Vince, and you'll hear about it on Master Shoot Theater tomorrow, is piss in the face, dog food on a guy's head, and fucking green slime. That, since WrestleMania, is the height of the booking. Now that guy has control over both shows now. What do we expect to happen going forward?
I was going to say, as you make this transition and, it's been put over, everybody's putting it over, going back to what you and Mr. Russo and Stevie had said, hey, this was going to happen. This is the natural progression. We're going to see it's just going to be the pecking order. It's going to fall in Bruce's lap. He's the one that can pop the 74-year-old man, and that's what's going to keep this job there.
A year and 4 days ago, we had our phone call with Jacob Allman at Fox. Almost to the fucking year. 1 day past the year where we warned him of all this. And in October, you can follow up and go look at it. Right out of my mouth that I go, Bischoff and Hamin are going to be fall guys. It took right after that. No, like that next day when we recorded, June 12th, I go, Bischoff and Hamin are going to be fall guys. It took Bischoff 3 months to get ousted by Bruce. And it took Bruce another 6 months, probably 9 months to cut Heyman's throat and push him out. And now we're just in an inner circle of that. You know what I mean? With Ace on the outside of the door, running and getting coffee, Mark Carano, cockroaching around. And now where do you expect to go? We had piss in the face. You know that Vince and Bruce were laughing their balls off. And now it's fucking edited out. How's that for some COVID CDC shit too, throwing piss in somebody's face?
Yeah, absolutely. And with the Beast transition that into how this played into as we get into some of the...
And that exact spot was stolen by... It wasn't Bruce, it was Heyman, because even fucking Lance Storm put it over. He goes, wow, that looks familiar. That exact spot was ECW, I believe, 99 possibly. Maybe earlier, maybe 98 because Lance was still there. So... Dude, they're not able to come up with anything on their own. Nothing.
It's been done. It's been done a few times since that point. Because we also did it on DCW too, but that's besides the point.
Well, that was a taser and piss your pants.
But I generally I'll keep up with Impact and now NXT because of what we do. But otherwise, I don't keep up with week to week usually. I mean, I might read a little bit here and there. So I didn't know they did that angle. But as soon as I saw the start of the segment, I knew. I was like, oh, he's going to get the piss in the face at the end of this.
Yeah.
So it is an old trope that's been.
I was like, damn, he fucking drank a ton before he came out here. He had a fucking good old fucking Ray piss jug fucking full to get him with, man. Holy shit. Oh, shit.
Yeah, so let's transition that into actually their match last night at Backlash. To me, going into this thing, everything that's happening, you've got an attempted vehicle manslaughter, you've got a framing here. We completely abandon any kind of conversation about the authorities being involved. We've got people, they've even said I've identified Sheamus at the scene of the accident. I mean, why aren't they doing a follow-up? To me, you've tried to frame me for vehicular manslaughter. You've thrown piss in my face. I'm going to show you. I'm going to pin you. What the hell are we missing here?
And they're saying that it's not him, that they want to do the swerve and make it Sami Zayn. That they want red hair, red beard.
Red beard.
And because, again, they're caught with their dick in their hand, just like the Roman Reigns thing, where they wanted to do it with Rowan, and it's this homicidal fucking forklift driver that's still on the loose, who also has red hair and a red beard, who could be the other suspect. We haven't followed up with him. And then they just let the Roman Reigns thing wither and die and like that after an attempted murder, right? They learn nothing. They learn nothing, and they cannot complete a story the right way or shoot it the right way so it doesn't look like a fourth grader did it, bro. And when they have the guys who can do that, they just don't give them the opportunity because they know if they do, then they're out of there. There's no way you can compare one to the other and think that one is the right way and one is the wrong way. It's just so lazy and mailed in. So we did see a lot of production last night, though, with the Vikings and all that, and then with the main event with some extra stuff. But none of this is bringing people back, dude. None of this is increasing ratings. None of it.
Well, B, so I want to ask you, as we're talking about Sheamus and Hardy, what do you think about this match inside of itself? It seemed like there maybe was some pacing off inside of it. I mean, I'm personally okay with that. I like when it has a bit of realness to the fight, where everything's not so crisp, but it was getting some ridicule, as I've seen over in the Hamin media discussion group and throughout Twitter. Thoughts on the match and where they go from here?
So saying that I didn't as deeply analyze it as I normally do for the review shows. I was watching it, but I can't say I was as invested in it as I generally am. So there's something to be said for that. But I thought, based on what I saw, I thought it was fine. But I'd have to really go back in and nitpick it if there were some egregiously bad things. I don't recall there being anything really egregious.
There's one thing you'll hate.
Seemed like okay. I can't remember off the top of my head because again, I was kind of paying attention back and forth with it among doing other things. So I remember it being fine, but I also don't remember any spots that stick out. So to that point, I would say there's nothing that really drew me in and made me say, wow, this is really good. But I also don't remember, again, off the top of my head, anything that was bad. But again, I may have easily missed something too. So what was the spot, just so I can?
Well, it's multiple spots, but it's what Sheamus is doing. And even a fan hit me up on Twitter, and I sent him a picture of my notes because I had written it like a minute before he sent it. Sheamus is really incredible, like in almost everything he does. His strikes look great. His power stuff, I like how he lays it in there. The chest thump, all that shit. He really is putting a beating on you, which I like wrestling like that.
And that is a perfect example of how you can hit someone hard and safe.
Yes.
There's a way to do it.
He knows what he's in. He's got his side thing going with the fitness where he's using everybody and helping them get over as fitness people every day. And he looks like $1,000,000. If he was tanned, you don't see how jacked he is until he poses down after the match and gets his flex on. Then you're like, Jesus Christ, he's fucking jacked. Because he's so white, like your power is that you can't see the definition. So even tan makes fat look good. But one thing he's really bad at, especially when working Jeff Hardy or somebody like that, is he'll take a bump and they need to get set up for a whisper in the wind or whatever get your shit in move is. He just squirms and rolls into the position sideways and gets ready. There was like three or four times, bro, where he doesn't, like, after he takes a bump, he doesn't sell and roll and get close to like where it's to the guy. He fucking takes a bump, sells, and it's the camera guy's fault too, because they should be on Jeff Hardy, not catching him getting into position. So Jeff's going up, and you see Sheamus just really wiggle and get sideways, so he's safe, which isn't a bad thing. But getting into it, I caught him all 3 times, bro, and they're all pretty rotten. And it just takes away from the reality that they're building, because everything else he does is so goddamn powerful, so good. And Jeff was taking some of those bumps and that stiff shit and just hitting like how you really would in a fight, that sack of shit on your hip. You know what I mean? I'm fucked to the point where the ref is like, are you all right? And you can say, Jeff, yeah, I'm fine. Then Sheamus go over wail on him some more, So the intensity of this match was good, but RBV, you're 100% right. It might not be Sheamus. They're going to swerve it. You threw piss in his face. You tried to set him up for vehicular manslaughter. Let's have a match. I'm going to pin your shoulders. Wrong.
I will say one thing that made me laugh, again, not having seen the build up until the show. This is just a funny aside. Every time he called Jeff Hardy a junkie, I thought it sounded like he was like Shrek saying donkey. You're a junkie. Yeah,
he
just kept calling him a junkie. It popped me when I heard that. Junkie. I hadn't heard that yet. So I lost it. I thought that was hilarious. Junkie.
Benny had mentioned making fat look good. One thing that does not make fat look good is Nia's ring gear.
I don't know. She was a little tight. Like her ring gear, unless she has been working out, and just what your gear's made out of in the Lycra spandex. Some can look like really trash bag on your fat on the sides, as you guys heard earlier. I'm a fat piece of crap culture vulture, so I know exactly what it's like to have Dunlop disease. But like some of her stuff makes her look real bad. This and Mark Henry's gear is like this too. Really slimmed her up, almost like a Spanx or something. So I'm not trying to go in and be like, let me measure BMI on Nia or anything. But I thought, she's a big hefty girl, but like this gear actually made her look a little bit more feminine than other ones I've seen her.
I don't know. So it's not that I'm not attacking anyone for being large or whatever that. It just seems each and every week, in and out, she seems to be packing on more LBs here. And I don't want to get so caught up into that.
You're the one posting fucking pictures of tacos, hot wings, and fucking hot dogs with mozzarella cheese on them. You want 100 chicken nuggets? I mean, you know, I'm not the one to say I haven't been slinging some nice snacks things, man, but you better watch out, because if she starts following you, she might be hot on your trail for some leftovers.
I'm not the one that has to go out there on television each and every week. I just got to get through a couple hours here on Monday mornings of people looking at.
No, I agree.
There.
It's sad because it's sad because sure, women are gonna have all body issues based on what marketing has done to them. That's just every one of them, and guys too, really. And she can do the big and beautiful thing, but she really is sad inside, because when I get up around 3 bills and my weight fluctuates, and I've gone up 80, down 80, you know, and you know, I'm about 255 right now, where I usually hover, and I should be around 235. But like, I know when I'm up there and my body feels like shit, I feel like shit, and I just feel like, you know, everybody's looking at you and you feel terrible. Well, she's got to try and do this thing that she releases that afternoon with Lana or CJ, where they're sitting there doing the pretty girl makeup hour, and oh my God. And I'm so glad that I came up at this time, because I might not have ever had my WWE run where they're doing the Valley Girl voice and she's trying to be the pretty girl. So killing all of the Yokozuna-esque of her, you know, and wanting to come down with, I look flawless, all that shit. Like, there's no story there. There's nothing to be feared of. You didn't want to look at Big Van Vader and go, he's a handsome fella. You know, you can't have it both ways. So the reality is, she needs a nutritionist. She needs an intervention. She needs to lose 100 pounds and get back to that beautiful girl. Well, I wasn't happy with my body image then. Well, I know you're really not happy now with the way things are either, because otherwise you would have to play pretty dress up girl on YouTube to get it over all the time and keep pushing it. There's a lot there that every overweight person can relate to, that we can see right through as well, man. And for her own health, she should be there. There's no reason that she should be up around 280, 290. No way, dude.
Well, the reason I tied this in, you know, mentioned that, you know, the weight seems to be increasing every week. We regularly have conversations about, you know, her style of work and all that, which brings around, and I'm glad you mentioned Vader there, because the point I wanted to really bring up to you gentlemen here is going back to very early on in the pre-show, and I know you guys probably didn't catch this thing, but it jumped out to me, is you have Booker T and JBL joining the panel, and they're specifically talking about Nia, and they're putting over the people on, you know, social media, the attacks on her being unsafe. And they're putting over, well, Sid Vicious and Vader were unsafe and nobody complained about them. To me, there's a major difference about, you know, working that style and your presentation being unsafe versus what we're getting from Nia Jax.
They didn't expose themselves every day in the business. You believe those guys were killers. That's why if they worked unsafe, you're like, hey, he's just a fucking killer. Look at him, dude. The guy should be locked up. It played into whatever. If we got to do this other thing where she needs to be loved, everybody, and social media is me, but I'm a character on TV. But so believe me, I'm nice here, but I'm not bad. Like, dude, no, you're done already. You're out of the gate. You can't have it both ways when it comes to this shit.
And actually, he's wrong, because people have complained about them. I know that for a fact. I haven't been trained by Rip and hearing the stories. Guys often did not want to work Vader. They often did not want to work Scott Steiner. There's a handful of guys that just, they were not only sometimes stiff, but sometimes they were a bit dangerous in the ring, and guys rightfully did not want to work with them when they were trying to work and not be physically unsafe. So it still goes to show you got to be safe. And you know, these guys, as great careers as they have, there's still a lot of these other vets. Now, I know I named Rip, but there's other ones too that will go on and tell you that some of these guys in the past were not the safest to work with. The guys did not like work with them either. So, I mean, to that point, he's wrong. There were people complaining about them back then. Just we didn't have the internet back then.
And the other part is that now they're in her head. The internet's in her head, because I was watching even on like Simple Slams, she's taking Asuka all the way to the ground, and like now the wrestling looks like, because she's like, I got to be super safe. So she's out of the flow that she might have had confidence-wise. Because, yeah, she doesn't want to hurt anybody. But, like, when Asuka's going at 100 and now she's backed it off to 80, now we're mistimed on things. And the wrestling doesn't look as crisp and looks as bad because she's not ready. She never was ready for TV. There's nothing that stands out where you're like, that was a killer match by her, bro. You know, maybe a couple things that she did with Ronda, but even then you can go back and see botch after botch during that time where they shouldn't have been. So definitely wasn't fundamentally ready. And also I think is harboring a lot of psychological issues weight-wise that need to be dealt with. I would take her off TV for a year. Give her a nutritionist, a full rebuilding Nia Jax thing like I pitched about Dre Blitz at OVW, Man Beast. Yeah. Get her to shake 80 pounds. Dude, Tyra Banks it. Do the whole thing, bro. Make her a star and whatnot. And she will be free of that, and she'll have that attitude of, I'm never going back to looking like that again, because there's no way you can do I'm a monster and come down in weight while you're on TV. Just go off TV. Don't cut her contract. Make it a whole project. Because there's money there. There definitely is money there. Yeah.
Especially if she wanted to really become invested in it and actually come out afterwards with her Nia Jax, you know, program for large women that want to be able to slim down and get healthy so they can, you know, live long lives and you know, be able to see all their that. You know, grandkids and great grandkids and everything else, you know, because that, you know, that is important. And there's a lot of people I think that could relate to that journey and wanting to take that journey. And unfortunately we've seen it too many times with larger wrestlers that pass away early. And so I think it would certainly behoove one to make sure that their health is in check, especially with the grueling WWE schedule, just for their long-term, you know, health.
Well, the other part of that, too, is she loves her goddamn TikTok and all this other shit with YouTube. Tell the whole thing on YouTube. If she's going to be a social media star, then let's steer into it. Not like I've vilified them everybody for it many times of killing their own business. So if the wrestling shit ain't working no more, then let's go that way. There's value in her that way. Then let's do a whole. You bring in the crossover, too. Biggest Loser, like who are the coaches from like the life coaches that, you know, you want to see her working with to show that she's really invested and motivated. The Rock, give her the rub that way. All this kind of shit that you can't or won't do on TV that could get done there.
Iglesias would be another good tie-in. He's lost a lot of weight, big comedian guy.
Absolutely.
But I know he's a huge wrestling fan. He's done a lot of, you know, cameos here and there.
Ron Funches too, right?
You just know that the WWE PR machine. You know, you let Stephanie get behind this thing, sink her teeth into it. They're going to have this thing everywhere. Well, I mean, they're going to be doing, you know,
sinking our teeth into things is what got us here. That's the problem.
Absolutely, but you know they would get behind it 100%.
Yeah, man.
Bring in Simon Dean. It's his.
Right. Right, that'd be a good punishment for both of them. But
let's talk about some of the marquee matches here. Universal Championship. This thing seems to be almost a complete mess since the pivot. Everything that went down at WrestleMania having to go away from Roman Reigns to Braun Strowman. Here he's taking on the Miz and Morrison, hey ho ho, in a 2-on-1 handicap match. This is a complete train wreck. Ben, what the hell have we got going on?
I mean, you knew there was going to be a breakdown about greed between the goofs, and you know, Braun looking strong. I like the train locomotive steam when he comes out. I think that's a pretty cool thing for the crowd. When we get crowds back, that'll look even better in arenas. I liked it.
You didn't think, so I'll be honest, the first time I saw this is the Braun Express. That seemed new to me. It felt like, to me, it's like, I don't know. I was kind of thought it was like, how late in the night did you have to stay up to think of the Braun Express?
That's where they sit around and write.
There's something to be said about simplicity too, but you know, maybe I'm wrong and very well could get over, but also like something that could get over if he started off as the Braun Express and he was chugging, chewing through everybody over time and built it up, versus now that he, you know, doesn't seem to have his way. All of a sudden, well, let's let's try the Braun Express and see how that goes.
Exactly.
I hope
That's
it does
what
get
is.
over. I think, for kids, they can see it, but, I just, on the surface, I was like, what? But maybe I'm wrong. And I hope I'm wrong. Maybe it'll get over.
This is where the writers sit around and come up with these stupid little things, and they're like, I like it. We'll go make a T-shirt of that. We'll put his face on a goddamn locomotive, and they're like, okay. And then the T-shirt gets ordered, and then they're like, oh fuck, we got to do this on camera to sell these T-shirts, and then they come up with some entrance to do that. That's whether it's Architect, Iowa's Own, Beast Slayer, Messiah, whatever the fuck. It's the same. The man's man. Like this is their stupid little thing that they'll print 1,000 of them, sell 200, and 800 go on WWE Shop Zone so I can clearance, so I can buy them and send them to Russo as a rib. Like that's their plan, dude, of what creative actually is going to go in to get this guy over. Just absolutely stupid shit that they need a new T-shirt every month, so they'll switch the creative for it just to have it that way. Sure. This match is trash. Morrison's an unbelievable athlete. Miz is a good little character heater. They show the wrestle crap piece of their pre-produced, 80s fucking video thing.
And that was their heat, so to speak. You know, so once they had that, they didn't need much of a match. And I don't remember the match going that long.
No.
And again, I don't remember things being egregiously bad. There was nothing business exposing. So to me, that's already, at least it could have been worse.
Well,
it wasn't overly long.
7-minute match.
Yeah. And it was what it was. Will this spin off from the Braun Express into a one-on-one match with the A-Train is the question, though. The match that nobody wanted to see.
Or will he? Nobody wanted to see. Or will he get a sponsorship from Amtrak, and now Braun tours the country much like the Lex Express. On the Braun Express, he has to go all over the USA on a train and sleep in one of the tiny little cabin cars to show that even Braun Strowman can be comfortable on Amtrak.
The thing is, locomotives, though, is so old school. This is 2020. We need to get together with SpaceX, Elon Musk, the underground speed train.
I like that. The hyperlink for Braun.
Right.
All right. Hyperlink Strowman. That's his next gimmick.
That's right.
Well, let's switch gears, go over to the WWE Championship. This is an excellent match, and then they shit the bed at the end. Ben, I saw you on Twitter commenting on this thing. It just kind of blew you away with how they wrapped this thing up here.
So fucking stupid. I
Drew
mean,
McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley.
They killed it, bro. Lashley, not that Lashley's ever looked like a slob, but Lashley looks unbelievable in the last 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know, diet-wise, lifting-wise. I've never seen him look better, and I've never seen him work a better heat, as a pissed-off heel than he did in this match. Maybe a couple times in Impact he was close to that, you know what I mean, when he was a world beater. But, this was his best WWE in-ring heat work as an ass kicker I've ever, right from the jump with the master lock on him, before the bell rings, they got to separate him. I don't know why he didn't go right back to it right away. He should have fucking, as soon as they did, boom, right back to it as the bell rings. Instead, they go into their offensive package, whatever. MVP looks like exactly how I would want him to do in the sealskin, ballers shit with the good bling. And he did a couple Zelina Vega, Vince, stupid fucking face takes at the end, but that's what McMahon wants. So you do it. And I don't know. There's a couple times Drew no-sold out of the corner to come back super strong. Things like that I don't really care for. But then here she comes because of some little stupid pre-tape to set it up. We got to have Lana come in, chomp up the stairs, and fucking stand there when we know the fucking whoa bump is coming right into the finish. They took a great match with a great heat build to march her out to fuck all the work they did on a predictable, stupid-ass finish that really just let all the air out of the tires, and everybody who was invested in it was like, damn, this is what I want to see. Goes, no, please don't bring this idiot out right now. We were really enjoying this, and thanks for shitting in my lap again. I really appreciate it, Bruce. You're really fucking nailing it with these finishes, pal. Just terrible. As terrible of a choice that, if you were to write it out on a whiteboard of here's our 15 choices for the finish, circle the worst one, that was it. They just keep doing it over and over again. It's so bad, and everyone involved needs to be smashed in the face repeatedly and then thrown out the front door, dude.
Beast?
Well, again, I go into it only having seen parts of it, and I did see the finish, and I saw the internet respond in kind, but there's also a little part of me, I'm not going to lie, that also feels like, well, there's a lot of natural heat that it seems like they have created with this. So in turn, with that, can that be utilized in a good way is the question I guess I would pose back. Can they take this heat with the finish that clearly, a lot of people were very upset to see and spin that off as heat that they can continue to build with Lana?
No is the answer there.
I'd say go back to what Ben was speaking of, though, to see this fire, this new passion under Lashley. I mean, you got to think. I mean, this is his opportunity. He wants to shine. He's going from a cuck angle to actually getting an opportunity to show that he's a championship caliber competitor. So he's got that fire.
He would have got more over with me if he just, instead of putting the brakes on, would have blasted her with a forearm and like looked at her and said, "Yeah, we're done." And that it's just so bad. Shouldn't even have been in the angle. And to be honest with you, that was the one match where they should have pulled the Russo swerve with the Black Lives Matter movement, with everything that's going on. It wouldn't have hurt Drew that bad to take it off. Bobby was working his best heat ever, and that would have been the one thing to go, oh shit, I didn't see that coming, that they were going to strap Lashley and move Lashley into the feud with Brock. Then Drew can come in and do something there if he wants to. What they did was just a big steaming pile of shit. And again, Lashley and them should just be able to veto this shit at this time. Drew as well. And be like, dude, I'm done selling for this rib angle. I've already moved on with this. This is where we're moving, with empowered black man with a sports management angle. I do not need to keep selling for this. I do not need to have her online as CJ Parker and have Rusev putting her over online as well in conversations, exposing that we're not really married and making me look stupid. I want to finish out my career in the right way, and I will not let you belittle me. He has all the power right now, him and MVP, to say that, because if they come back with anything other than, you got it, Bobby, we're going to do what you want right now, the one call to a lawyer would have them on their knees, bro, with an NAACP class action suit. One call. There's never been a better time to cut her throat. She should be fired anyway. Let's be honest with you. Like, the only reason they're doing that is a rib to Rusev while he sits home so they can get more shit in on him, bro. That's the vindictiveness of him. She has no draw capability or bearing on the show. She can't wrestle. They painted her black with makeup as a rib. Then they had to dial that back 4 shades before they got caught, and somebody coming after them with a Twitter cancel culture war, which they absolutely deserve. And then even the guy who's the U.S. title champion, who's the black man who should be uniting people, is on the goddamn pre-show. So fuck him.
Yeah, wasn't a whole lot to talk about there with what's going
on. Fuck them, pal. Fuck them. Yeah, fuck them.
So someone in the chat room brought up something, and perhaps there's, I don't know, this is going to be speculation here, but they said that they were expecting Rusev Day. Now, wouldn't that be interesting if while he's sitting at home, they're doing it purposefully? I'm not saying, it happened, but perhaps there's a conversation of, hey, we're going to keep Lana on the payroll so that way you all are still getting something in your household, but this is all, we're going to build up heat, and when we can, we're going to bring back Rusev for the big babyface return.
Where have you been living, Man Beast, in the last 16 years? Does that sound like anything we've ever seen them do in our OVW history, to be like, we just can't afford Rusev, so we'll sit him home, but we want to bring him back in a big angle, and it's going to be a big secret because we really love Lana and Rusev?
Well, not necessarily. However, people have been brought back while they were on the shelf because of people wanting to get them back, or storylines perhaps not working out the way they wanted them to. We saw this with Matt Hardy, being brought off from Edge, and Punk left with the title and did stuff on the Indies too. And so this might be something where they're allowing Rusev to tease him going somewhere, only for them to pull the curtain.
They're hot that he ruined the Russian angle.
No, again, I'm speculating.
They're hot that they ruined the Russian angle, and that they got over with Rusev Day and Lana Day. in Aiden English, and it wasn't their idea. And then they buried them all again. And once they were comedy heels, it was it was fun for Vince to fuck with them. And then once Lana got Lashley's black makeup on her face during the fucking rib wedding angle, it was off. It's more piss, poop, shit, and slime. That is the height of their intelligence. It's not let Rusev sit home for a secret surprise swerve. It's fuck him. Let's split him up, put him on different brands, and watch. They're going to get divorced based on the fucking pressure we put on them. Like, that's what they think about nonstop. Over creative, over getting anybody over. All that shit is the first thing in their mind. The vindictiveness, the ribs, the piss, the shit, and the slime.
Well, if we needed anything to kind of erase the finish there, Lana, from our memory, we certainly got that. For better or worse, let's transition to the Viking Profits. Oh. We've got the exchange here between the Raw Tag Team Champions and the Challengers. This is meant to be the tiebreaker, the decider, end all be all. Whatever you can do, I can do better. We've got windshields broken. We've got pane glass. We've got turkey legs, bowling two balls literally here. We've got bronze car. We've got the dumpster. We've got
Star Wars. Yeah, ninjas.
We've got an 8-foot ninja
here. Super black ninja shredder.
Yes. We actually don't even get this match. We still haven't decided anything between these two teams.
Well, what sucks is, I mean, what this was, Wrestle Crap, Man Beast and I both love it. We've produced a lot of it, and I enjoy it when it's done right. This went a little too long, but there were things and twists and turns that made me laugh, like, really hard, like, especially the ninja stuff made me laugh. I was laughing at Akira Tozawa.
I would cringe to pop. That ninja stuff got me. I said, this is fun.
Yeah,
I was just hoping for a Steve Blackman cameo. Like maybe he takes a helmet off and then says, "I'm not doing this," and walks away.
There was plenty of that could have been cut in the hallway scene where they're in that white long corridor and shit. Like there was a lot of fat that could have been trimmed, but they at least tried, and the dude did a lot of funny takes. Ford did on a lot of things, and they sold. But when they came together with Viking Profits and they did the arm thing in the air, that's the finish of.
And, yes.
So after that, they went back to fighting each other again, like 2 minutes later. Right. Wrong. Like, you guys just established that. Now it's the friendshipality is what we've been building towards. Culture share. Now you have a common enemy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And the ninjas were that. And once they were dominant, that's where the edit is. Not go up and throw the guy off into it. Now, you just had things out of order. You could have done the whole throw the dude off and do the Star Wars bit. Then they get out of there. Then the ninja thing happens where the last thing is all of their arms in the air. Yeah, in the 80s jump freeze frame take. So
that's the hook and drag for what's going to happen on Monday.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Here come the Viking Profits versus the ninjas in a rematch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like honestly, as silly as it is, they could have, done a couple months with, who are these ninjas? And, they could have thrown in some of the guys they have either on NXT or not doing anything on 205 Live and done a whole ridiculous angle with this.
Why not?
It was shotgun, like either with the Viking power at the end, but then the ninjas are going to be back and in greater numbers or whatever, something ridiculous.
Do the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing, Beast, right? Like
I got that vibe very much from this.
Right. So next thing is you put all four of them in the ring and like to talk about it, lights go, lights down, lights up. There's ninjas everywhere around them, right? Around again. And then you can even ratchet it up and have every one of the NXT people as ninjas like the Foot Clan, you know what I mean? And they got to fight their way out, and that's how you go off the air not knowing. So just take the TMNT, because remember when they went in I think in Ninja Turtles 1 into like the base or whatever, and they kicked the shit out of 90 ninjas or whatever for Ninja Turtles did? Like, it'd be the same thing. Just steer into that absurdity, man. I think they had something there. They just needed to trim them about 2 minutes off of it and switch the end and the finish of where to add it on. But
with the turtle tie-in, you got a perfect way to bring in Nash to tear another quad.
Well, you got Sheamus too, even though he's kind of high level, right? You got Sheamus as the.
I forgot Sheamus did the remake there.
So,
and I think I even made the comment on social media before the show got going. everything we've seen between these two teams, I didn't want a wrestling match.
See, sorry, you had a good point there. They're fighting. It's absurd, right? We're in the absurd. Fucking ninjas all over. They're all over NXT, kicking the shit out of each other. You have a cameo like that where it's just Nash and it's fucking Sheamus, and they're back there eating catering. You go, you want in? Nah, I'm good, man. And they just fucking, you need one line to reference that. You need one fucking shot. And people will go, oh, I love it, dude, because we know it's Ninja Turtles. And because everybody at home goes, dude, did you know Kevin Nash was Super Shredder? And the other guy goes, yeah, but did you know in the remake he was Rocksteady? Yeah, okay, we know, nerds. If you fucking pluck that string, that's the fucking what people who've put in 30 years, 40 years in watching all this shit need for validation that their lives are meaningful and that every detail counts in the WWE universe. But if you don't have high-level writers who don't know anything earlier than Miz and Morrison in the dirt sheet, you're never going to be able to do that kind of shit. Never.
Now, Beast, let me ask you here. I think this works. It's beautiful. Brilliant for the Street Profits. They represent sports entertainment. The Vikings, they have made that cross into, I mean, there really is no going back to for them, in my mind, for that serious tag team. This is their new route here. What direction do you take the Raw tag division now?
I still like the idea of building the angle of the Viking Profits. I think you could, I think there's still potential for a tie-in there, especially if you have, maybe there's, of course, we've already, we've done so many, who's the leader behind XYZ, but I like the idea of, maybe they run into a pickle with, some sort of force or other, unknown wrestler that's behind their demise, so to speak. And then they have to pull a sensei. And that's when you pull in Steve Blackman. I'm just trying to fit that in somewhere. But he would be a great sensei for him. But I think you could build something with that, with the crossover for a little bit, and at least play the games out of, what would life look like if the Vikings and the Street Profits lived together and formulated together as a team. And then down the line, you could start playing with breakups or, teasing the characters going in other directions. But I think, there is that edit point of, Viking Profits. And I think there's still more that could be done with it. But they did make an interesting choice in that they fought at the end. So it's like, are they together? Are they not? But they could still come back together. And I think there could be fun character explorations to be had with the four of them.
They're forced to live together because the ninjas are after them. Like that's
right.
The thing they have. There's a time where they have to watch each other's backs, and then even when they tag, you can switch it up with Ford and Eric or Ivor and Dawkins. Like there's plenty to do in there to do the Freebirds type rule with four guys if you need to, or have.
Well, they're hiding out from the ninjas, so they have to hide in the sewer. And the only place they can get food happens to be the local pizza place. Like, this is so cliche, but play it up like what's cliche and eat the pizza.
I don't know if they want to go into the sewer because now they've got a common enemy in the Star Wars dumpster monster as well.
Yeah,
so.
It could be. I mean, get all the references you can in there all the time, bro.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of funny shit in here. If you ever hitting the balls with a fucking bowling ball, it'd be all over. By the way, that'd be devastating, bro. You're not kicking out after that. I like this fucking cross-eyed take that popped me. I like those little fucking gimmicks.
And I will say, when he picked up the bowling ball, I looked like after a while I was smart up that these were scenes they did, I guess, overall the last few weeks, but I thought it was just a random flashback at first.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was going to start doing a Big Lebowski gimmick, and I got excited.
This motherfucker's on acid with all
and he turns into. Yeah.
I was kind of expecting during the bowling ball, almost when it was about to make contact, you see a foot come in and just stop it, and it would have been Bianca Belair, like, oh, no, you don't.
That'd been good, too.
That's what I was waiting for in there.
The bowling ball could be a good fucking weapon from now. Dude, like, here's what's up. They already got the crossover with the Ninja Turtles toys. They could have their own whole fucking thing like this, the Vikings and the Street Profits together. There is a lot of room here for merchandising, fun little side sets for these guys. He comes with the green bowling ball. You want to get that. He comes with a super big black ninja, like all that shit, man. I mean, and you can see
turkey legs.
Yeah, bro. Like all you need to do is set this big bastard up for a fucking choke slam on the smaller guys and let them get heat on it, and those guys save them and get them out of there. They just escape. There's plenty of ways to do it, dude. And I hope this is, I hope they get this right going forward with more fun stuff that way, because it can be a good little entertaining thing. People are getting tired of the pre-produced shit, but who cares? There's nothing else that you can do in this time of no audiences, bro.
Well, people act like this is something new. I mean, we've had this pre-produced, these, the fun skits throughout WWE, the history. It's a variety show. It has its spot, especially with the Street Profits. They execute this perfectly. Gentlemen, let's start making our way out of here. Let's talk about it. The main event, the greatest wrestling match of all time, the greatest wrestling match ever. Randy Orton and Edge. I got to tell you, I enjoyed the hell out of this thing. I kind of just got lost in it. I didn't mind that there wasn't an audience. I didn't care about the sound being piped in. The two talents, these two, I mean, they're superstars. You look at them, you're in awe of them. It's not I can be them. You want to be them. I thought they went out there. I just got lost in this thing, had a ton of fun with it. Beast, I'll kick it to you first. Your thoughts on the greatest wrestling match ever.
Yeah, based on what I saw, you could tell they were trying to make it more of a spectacle. And I appreciate the work these guys did, because if they didn't deliver, this would have came across, I think, very bad, especially with the hype and just the way they were producing it. But they went in there and they just worked. And again, it's one I'm going to have to go back and sit down and really watch and analyze. I will shamefully admit I didn't have my full attention, in part because I was working on other things. But I will say what I did see, they looked like they worked incredibly hard. I was sorry to hear, I think that Edge may have hurt himself during the match, which that's a huge bummer. But hopefully he can get back in short time.
I think they might have a blessing in disguise with that, though.
Yeah, maybe so. And that being said, when he finally is able to come back from the tricep injury, hopefully we actually have audience in the crowd and can, give him the proper return match that I think he was looking for when he first came back.
Well, what's the return on it? Is it like around 4 to 6 months?
For tricep? No, it depends. It depends on how severe it was, but I mean, it would be upward of 6 months or so. Unfortunately, hopefully shorter. Again, it depends on the severity. I haven't heard any word as far as how much of the tendon is torn. Like if it's completely torn from the bone, then it's one thing. If it's partially torn, that's another. So it just depends. But hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later.
Ben, we had a lot going on in this thing, man. We had false finishes, different maneuvers. They were working it all in there. I know you've got a lot on this one.
Should have kicked him in the balls and hit him with an RKO and fucked the whole audience over and called that the greatest wrestling match ever. Got heat. There's no heat here. There's no payoff. The marketing is bad to say something's the greatest of all time before you've ever tried it. That's what your audience does. That's how you spread word that way, so you're set up to fail. These guys are two of the best in the history of the game to do it, and now you're going to pump in WCW crowd noise and have a crowd that's been standing there for 10 hours and doing dumbass "this is awesome" chants. None of those NXT kids can ever be stars, by the way, after this, really, after sitting there and being exposed under WWE lights going "this is awesome" like they're fucking fans. That whoever that good-looking Asian kid is in the front, as far as I'm concerned, he's a professional fanboy after this show. There was only, I think Sam Shaw was the only one I got respect for. He stood over there the whole fucking time as a heel with his arms like this. Whoever it was, I think it was Sam, like just stood there not selling anything. So that was the only thing I really gave a shit about from the crowd. I thought they really looked like fools. Like how can AEW get it right on their show and then WWE tries to do it their way and make it look stupid? Even fanning they can't get right.
And I just don't see. I feel like you'd think there'd be so many, and I don't know if it's just they aren't allowed, but I feel like you'd be able to say, still, people can come for free, X amount of extra talent, you know what I mean? And say, this is an unpaid gig, but you'll get an opportunity to appear on WWE television as an audience member and train them on, how to react and, do it like they do it out in Hollywood. It's, to me, that would be better than potentially putting faces out there that you're wanting to sell later as one of your superstars.
100%. They lowered every one of them stock price. The matches, these guys are the best in the biz as workers, bro. Their shit's clean. Their strikes look awesome. Their timing's always there. They can do this in their sleep better than I could ever do it training my whole life. I think Edge might have tore his try because he's on the Triple H diet at that age. you don't just get abs. And once you do that and put that, want to look your best for, you know, your final go homes, I can't blame them, dude. Whatever. Side effects of steroids are fame and money and a torn tricep, possibly. You know,
the good news, it is recoverable. We had one of our guys at OVW just last year, Tony Gunn, and I helped him a bit. And not breaking hip, I hear. He publicly, you know, was talking about some of the work we did in rehab. But so the good news is at least it's something that, you know, shouldn't permanently, you know, put him on shelf. Obviously much better than anything going on with his neck. But either way, it sucks. But hopefully by the time he's ready to come back, fans are back in, and it'll be the glorious return that I'm sure he imagined when he first wanted to, you know, make his return to the wrestling ring.
Well, it's good that we got this young upstart Edge to be able to get some more ring time that he so desperately needs to solidify his career. That's what I'm saying. It's a greed grab at the end of the day. But there is possibility for really good business to be done here. I would argue, though, with his coming back, you're right. You know, does he need it? No. Is there opportunity to utilize his comeback to help elevate others? I do think in the long run that absolutely yes. Now, will it happen? It remains to be seen. We'll see. But I think there is opportunity there because of his name recognition to help elevate some of the younger talent once he does have an opportunity to come back. Obviously, working with Orton, who's getting elevated there, you know, it's essentially between the two of them, you know, it's like they're both established. So hopefully when he does come back, he'll be able to spin off with someone else, maybe someone younger, and do some good business with him.
Well, you know, instead of taking the mindset of looking at doing business, building up a younger talent, I mean, looking back over the year, this has been arguably the hottest program that WWE's had. And I think you gentlemen had talked about this coming out of WrestleMania, how they could get 3 matches out of this thing. I think this might have fallen into their lap. It could be a blessing in disguise. If Edge could get back for the Rumble, win the Rumble, at some point you have Randy Orton on a hot streak where he takes the WWE Championship, go into next year's WrestleMania 37 as kind of a big send-off for Edge. Championship on the line, as you gentlemen had talked to. The WrestleMania match last year, 36, went 36 minutes. They went 44 minutes last night. There's your 60-minute Iron Man match. And what has been, for a year long, the hottest program inside WWE.
Yeah, I mean, is it a draw? Is it a ticket selling draw at this point? You know, and to go back into an Iron Man after a 44-minute one with no gimmicks, going to be tough to sell that.
You know, I don't know, but the numbers from last night when they come out, that'll tell a big part of that.
Sure,
but you're right. I don't know if it will, and my initial reaction is I want to say I don't know if it would for a mainstream audience, but I could be wrong. So the numbers will be very interesting from last night's show if they saw a big uptick, because essentially last night's show was all about the greatest wrestling match ever. So we'll find out if people bought into it or not. So I think that will determine whether or not this storyline between these two has any future shelf life or not. So we'll see.
I just don't like in the match, and I'll never be a fan of this, whether they're trying to, especially with commentator, trying to sell it like, oh, the rock bottom, that relates back to his match from, like, they're putting spots in there where they're egging them to tell the history. Now the wrestling match is phony to pay, like, shut the fuck up, dude. Take out the rock bottom. Take out the fucking Triple H pedigree. Take out whatever you're doing that's going to be a no-sell to bury guys' finishers that relate to something in your history. Like you just put over on commentary, both these men, storied legacies against The Rock, storied against Triple H. Not he used his move and buried it because he's seen it before in a match back. Like, that makes wrestling instantly phony. Tell the story they were telling. Tell the story they were telling was beautiful. Then the get your shit in overbooked, no sell it, false finish stuff. It just kills their art form. Both of them are better than that, and I feel that that's Vince and them agenting it to get it in there. Go ahead, Beast.
I was just going to say, I don't think he would, as far as I know, I don't know their relationship. I don't think he's on good terms with Vince, but there was a part of me when they were doing the old school setup, I was so hoping they were maybe going to bring back an old school announce team and maybe have Jesse Ventura and Mr.
That'd have been great.
That would have been killed it, but I don't know if Jesse will work with Vince anymore.
Oh.
But that would have been another good, just extra touch had they been able to pull that one off.
Yeah, that would have, especially after Finkel, voice in the digital. I like that. There's a couple tricks I like. I like the Roadrunner cam overhead. I think they should keep that all the time. But the WCW crowd noise shit and the hitting on the tables and things like that didn't really help anything. But I think that that NXT crowd was so burnt by then. You ever stood on concrete in sneakers for 10 hours? Like what your legs and feet feel like? Yeah, it's a good time. Like, you know, so by the time they got there, they're like, this is awesome. You know,
well, let's remember when this thing was filmed, they still had to sit through last week's takeover in your house.
It's almost like it's a hostage situation. It's a hostage situation for your job. Yeah. Let's call it what it really is. There's no WWE's got the best interest of its performers. We're fucked. I don't give a fuck. Get those NXT kids out there. We're paying them $1,000 a week. They're gonna fucking stand there. We need a crowd. And well, they can't feel. One of them just got a blood clot in their knee. I don't give a shit. We'll get another one. Like. That's where they're at. They are showing that you are expendable ponies, that they will put a bullet in your fucking head and send another one out to the racetrack in your fucking place with dyed green hair, dyed blue hair, whatever the fuck you want them to be. And now you're getting the product looks worse and worse and worse. And the two best wrestlers on your roster had to go in front of an empty arena with your developmental students and try and make things look real. And you had to try and protect it with WCW sound. That's your world's greatest wrestling match ever.
All I'd say is for tonight, for Raw, you want to create an excitement, a buzz going forward, especially towards SummerSlam.
There's Raw tonight too. God
damn. Give me Ciampa confronting Randy Orton tonight.
How about that? Randy Orton with the leg slap on the punt.
Absolutely.
I didn't notice that. That's funny.
Dude, but here's the thing. Like, if Orton is trying to do smart business and wants to do something with Ciampa, I'm all for that. Like, the using of reality and, like, the fuck yous and back and forth. They're both OVW guys, and they're both smart enough to work the internet to get that over. I hope it is a work, and I hope I am getting worked because I would like that. But shit, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. With Ciampa and him, like that. Oh, here's the thing. If Ciampa wanted to, why doesn't he go at Orton, or why doesn't Orton go at anybody else? Dude, if you want to talk leg slaps, Morrison had 60 leg slaps in his match, and they were all blatant. Even on one knee, like a flying knee slaps his leg, and they sell down, and the commentary goes, flying knee from Orton. Did he hit him with it? Like, you could see that he missed him by a good 6 inches. And the commentary, they just like, and they keep going, da-da-da-da. Like, so these leg slaps. And you can even see on Miz's leg, his handprint on his thigh. At least Morrison's wearing pants. So is Orton going to go at Morrison and Miz online too, as well, to call out the guys on the main roster and not just shit on the NXT dudes? Or is this a work, and fuck you to the Bucks and everybody else as Orton's done before, just to shake up the internet, which I'm fine with either way, but let's call it out for where it is. Are you going to call out all the leg slappers, guys who definitely have serious abilities in this game? It'd be interesting.
Well, gentlemen, that's all we got for the Backlash.
I'm fine
the
with
big
that.
happenings, the big moments.
Dude, we got to get through Raw. We got to get through fucking Raw. What the fuck?
Man, why don't you get us out of here, man? Let's go get a slice of pie.
Yeah, dude. If you want to send me voice messages insulting everything I do, go to Hacker Hamin on Instagram. And I guess my DMs are open there on Instagram, Hacker Hamin, and you can send me all the Culture Vulture hate messages you want. At @bin_Hamin on Twitter to see me rant and rave during Raw later tonight. And there's just great stuff going on as well at hackerhamin.podbean.com as we approach 2 million downloads. Unfortunately, these idiots think 2CW is going to get relaunched without my approval, so I've got to shut that down today as well. So there'll be no 2CW reunion. There'll only be another COVID outbreak, more martial law, suspension of your constitutional rights, and you'll be imprisoned in your homes. And then I will say I told you so once again, morons. So, we'll be back around here. I might have to get with Dr. Ted, bookthedoctor@gmail.com. My shoulder is a little tweaked as well, and I need to do some physical therapy here today as well. Ted, what can I do?
Well, you got. Well, I'm going to have to do, of course, do a proper evaluation with you, but we will make sure that Ben Hamin's shoulder gets worked out by the good doctor. Also, don't forget you can follow me at Ted the Man Beast. I'm sure there will be all kinds of shenanigans next week as we are going to our super secret base south of here, wherever here may be. And I'm sure a lot more fun will be had on social media at Ted the Man Beast. So be sure to follow, as I'm sure we'll be getting to all kinds of shenanigans next week.
God damn it. 2CW says they've already got Spike Dudley booked already. I don't believe it. I'm going to have to shut this down already. Bullshit.
Wow.
Bullshit.
Big news. Well, gentlemen, my
crap. Do you know what you are, Ben Hamin? You are a culture vulture. That's what you are. You're a typical white person, and you talk about the elite and all this shit, but you rip off the Asian culture, you rip off their gimmick. So that's what you are, Ben. You're a culture vulture. Yeah, Allah, you piece of crap.
Ya Allah. Ya Allah.